So, I graduate in a month. I'm getting my master's in geography from University of Nebraska-Lincoln, and I've been wanting to sew my own graduation dress. And graduation has been a very long, drawn-out process for me because of everything going on. So I've kind of hemmed and hawed over what I want to produce, and I think I figured out what I want to do. So I found this pattern on Etsy it's from Wearing History. It's called Gina Dress, mid-1930s pattern, and it's slim on the hips, which would be good underneath a graduation gown, and it has this really wide collar that doesn't stick up. It's basically detailed for the shoulders, and then button detailing right here, and then a belt. Now, I've never sewn a belt before, so I think that'll be fun. I thrifted this fabric, and it's like teal, white, or well, cream, and then this like bubblegum pink. I think it's some sort of polyester mix. It honestly might be outdoor fabric, but I saw this and I was like, that would be really cute. So I still have to get buttons for this. I think I do have a belt. Like, I got a belt buckle for this, but I think I'm gonna replace it because I'm pretty sure somewhere buried in my fabric stash I have like a mother of pearl belt, like just like a loop thing that you pull tight. Maybe if I find it, I'll put it on here or something. But I have to get buttons. I'm thinking, given this fabric, I think I'm gonna do pink because that sounds camp. And yeah, so that's gonna be my project for the next 4 weeks. So if you've never sewed with a digital pattern, particularly if you don't have a printer with you, you want to make sure that your scale is right. And some patterns will include a visual scale that shows, okay, this is supposed to be this big. And if you measure it, you can see where you're at. So based on this, mine is just a little bit too big. And so you just want to make sure that your scale is correct. And I found that mine should be at 80 for my computer screen. And see, now it matches. And again, because I'm a zillennial and I refuse to buy a printer, I just have my double screen set up, and I'm gonna take some paper and use this to trace. And you know what? Works pretty well. So now I have all of my cutout pieces. The duct tape, it's not aesthetically pleasing, but it works. And a couple of extra pieces that came with the pattern. Where did I put those? Also these. And then there was like a ruffle piece as well, but I don't think I'm going to do that for this one. I want it to be sleeker. been a couple days. I don't know if you guys have the same issue where you tell your elderly relatives that you've gotten into sewing and they just give you all of their random stuff. I shouldn't say random, I should say they give you all of their prized treasures. And it just seems like it's always a bunch of colors that you just never end up using. Well, I lucked out this time, and I happened to get the most perfect color of teal. It's only a little small though, so either way I'm gonna have to end up using something different. But I have that at least. This is my current sewing setup. I have a Sears Kenmore machine that I got off of somebody, and it has the possibility for cams to be put in there, but I haven't quite figured out how to do that. And I think it was just like 50 bucks. I don't know. It was a good investment. And then I just put, because I have limited space here, I put it on top of my ironing board so that whenever I need to iron my seams, I just push this in the back there and pull this forward, and my iron's always hanging off my desk. So I put on the collar, I, basted that together, stitch it on the other underside of the neck, and I also added a facing, though it's a little fucked up here. As you can see, I did it differently, and it's gonna annoy me, but I'm not gonna undo it because I don't care that much. It's a collar, but sleeves are sewn underneath here, so I can have almost like a first little fit check. And even though this is like open, it feels pretty good. There is a little bit of restriction in the movement, but it's mostly because it's just a top seam and there's no shoulder seam really. And I'm okay with that because I'm not going to be doing much at graduation besides just like sitting, walking, grabbing my diploma, and going across the stage. So it's fine for that. So I finished the sleeves. Again, it's kind of like a bolero right now, but I finished the sleeves. Somehow, based on how I cut it, it ended up being a little bit wider of a sleeve than the cuffs, so I ended up just adding just like a little pleat. I know it's not what the pattern entailed, but it's whatever. We're making it work. Did the cuffs. I did a facing on the inside to stabilize it. Based on how the cuff pattern is, so based on this pattern, when you fold it, it's supposed to make like a little wing out, and it's kind of present, but because of the pleat, it kind of poofs out, so it's not as like pointy as like the collar is, but it's still probably like the best sleeve I've sewn in a very long time. And honestly, I might put like a decorative button here just for the sake of kind of, tying in this to this. So I just checked the mail and my trimmings came. And so from Joyce Trimming on Etsy, I got these little belt buckles. Technically this is for another project, but they're just so sweet. They're a little bit smaller than I thought they were gonna be, mostly because I didn't measure it, but they will work for what I need. From SewlyButtons, another Etsy shop, I got this amazing mother of pearl belt slide, which is going on this dress. And It's starting to cool down. It's hot out this week because it's July 2022, and if you remember, there's a heat wave going on. And it's starting to get cool to the cheek now that I've pulled it from the hot mailbox, and it's just so gorgeous. I can't even. I got matching mother of pearl buttons. Don't mind my nails. I just dyed something. Which again, they're also cooling down to the touch. Got a bunch because for this project they're all going in the front. I thought I ordered 6 of them, but she gave me 12. And I'm like, thanks, I guess I will find a use for these. Then lastly, for the project that I'm using the silver belt buckles from Joyce, I got these. Oh, hi, Tiger. My cat. Tiger wants to join. So, also, for that other project, I got these depression glass buttons. They have flowers. Cat hair. They have flowers put on them, and it came in a pack of 3 blue and 1 red. I'm not going to use the red for this project, but I will definitely save it for probably historical knitting. They have the most beautiful flower. I think they said this was Czechoslovakian. I'm not sure. All I know is that it's depression glass buttons. I might just be thinking about other glass buttons. Either way, I'm very excited. Okay, so the main shirt I've put together looked cooler when it was just like a bolero. Alright, fits. Let me angle you down. Alright, so mainly like this afternoon I've been working on the gathering right here, where, by the way, the attaching of this like piece was a bitch, but I did it. It's a little loose, so I'm probably, I don't think on the pattern it includes for any like darts, but I'm probably just gonna add some to make it more fitted, because I added like an inch to this pattern because the largest that it went to was a 42 bust and I have a 45. But it fits, which is better than a lot of historical things that I've sewed. Also, the back has a slight gather as well. So I have this up on my dress form now, and I just wanted to show a little bit closer in detail and easier to show on like an actual body form where the difficulty of this pattern comes from. So with our front yoke piece, it connects from the shoulders all the way down in this front piece, and then you have the regular blouse front piece has these additional areas that come up and are additionally gathered. And so because I chose the pattern which was the non-directional fabric, as you can see it's non-directional, this area right here is unfaced, and I don't like that. There was additionally 2 little pieces that are like, they're upside down, but they go on the other side of that. But there wasn't any direction as to when to sew these in. And so I think I'm going to jerry rig it, and I'm just going to force sew these in. And I don't know how I'm going to do it with the buttonholes, honestly. I'm probably just going to sew it completely around and then sew the buttonholes into it, and then just trim it out and cut it really cleanly, because it's a buttonhole. I mean, it'll work, I guess. So that's the plan. But it's turning out like really well. So, shirt is pretty much done. There's just a couple of extra finishing things that I need to do, but I'm leaving those out to do at the very end. Like, I'm gonna sew around all these buttonholes and then cut out, because I did a facing, like I said, cut out the buttonhole in there, and I'm just do that at the end. Kind of want to do it right now. I'm done with that thing. But today, it's skirt day. And the skirt, because it's 1930s pattern, it has a pleat in the back so that it can be narrow on the hips, but then still allow movement for walking. And there is a pleat piece that should just connect like that. So I'm really interested to see how it folds up. I'm interested to see how that works. Also, here's my cat.
Moonlight on the river Colorado. How I wish that I were there with you. As I sit and pine, each lonely shadow takes me back to days that we once knew. We were to wed in harvest time, you said. That's why I'm longing for you when it's moonlight.
So I had to look up how to use a slide belt, because it's been 15 years since I've had to work one. And I found a very useful article. It was Ensembles of the Past, Sarah Gonzalez. And she does like reproduction stuff, and she also has an Etsy. So thank you, Sarah. But I have the slide, and I just sewed and pressed my belt strip. I had to cut it like an inch. And for the sake of showing, I just have this pinned. You can pull it through by taking the other side, and you go underneath, and then, oh fuck, I messed up. Underneath, and then the other side, and you pull it snug. And that's a belt. So this came in the mail today. This is the second graduation garb package that I've ordered. The first one of which got stolen from a Minnesota mailroom, so I hope whoever took that enjoyed it very much. But this is what we're working with. And as you can see, it kind of opens up a little bit high. But luckily that won't be an issue with the dress, because it'll cover. But this is polyester, and this is velvet right here. And I'm graduating in Nebraska, as you can see. So that's gonna be really fun. I hope it won't be 110 degrees like, you know, the forecast is saying for next coming weeks. But yes. Here's my cat. She doesn't appreciate it. There's also a no bag policy, so I'm gonna have to make strategic use of both the pockets on the dress that I'm sewing on, as well as the sleeves, which it's just a fold. I think I could store a phone in here really easily. So it's been maybe about a week since I've filmed anything, you know, really serious. Hi, Tiger. I just needed a little break. Thank you, Tiger. Come on. I wonder if you can hear her right now. I'm assuming she's purring. I just need a little break, just to chill and sleep. But I did hand sew down the waistband. I'll insert a clip of me trying it on, and it fits well. I don't know how it fits well. Good luck, I guess, or actually properly using a digital pattern, correctly for the first time. But it was just a little bit too long, and one of the steps on the digital pattern is to, hem it basically to the length that you prefer. And looking at the models shown in the picture, they had like shin length, so I hemmed it up to shin length. Again, I'll insert a clip of what it looked like after it hemmed. It's a little lame because I feel like when you hem it, it doesn't have the same effect with the pleat. But also I've already pinned it up. Maybe I'll experiment with, possibly like folding up the waistband so that I can keep the full effect of the skirt. But honestly, that's probably not going to happen because I've already, again, like I said, I already pinned it up. I don't really want to undo it. Next step is to stitch on some fabric tape along the waistband to stabilize it. I just hand sewed it when I was trying it, but I have my sewing machine here. By the way, I moved, not houses, but rooms. So this is a different room. It's gonna be a great sewing space. Anyways, I finally have my machine out, and I think I'm gonna try to knock this out in the next couple of days.
Right on the Colorado, I wonder if you're waiting for me too.
So I decided to just leave this as a free-floating placket underneath. We will see if it works out, because the way that I sewed it, there's like a gap here and you can see in it underneath, and I'm like, I guess it looks okay. I don't know how it's gonna look with actual like boobas underneath, but also I'm slightly afraid that my buttonholes are gonna be slightly too big, and I might need to sew some of these like closed a little bit. But yeah. Here's a close-up on how those buttonholes turned out. Some of them are definitely a little rougher than the others, but also this is like, okay, very busy print, lots of colors. I'm hoping people won't really notice that. And also, stop looking at my chest, Also, these are those mother of pearl buttons that I got from Etsy. And they definitely like make it feel a lot more luxurious. So only a couple more things to do. We have to, is it over here? Yeah. I have to put hooks and eyes on this. And this wasn't in the directions, but I think I'm going to cut another one of like the shape of the vesti placket that's underneath here and make it just a side placket, because I don't want to be showing my my girdle underneath or anything. So do that. Then I just have to officially sew down the belt, and then it'll be done. So this is the dress. It is complete. I didn't film this, but I sewed on pockets and I finished this side thing. I don't think it really needs a placket. I think the print is busy enough. However, I might add a little hook or possibly try to quickly acquire a brooch to close this because I think it would look better. I don't really know what shoes to wear with this. I have these ones in black, which would go, but like, it's not really the vibe. And I have these in yellow, which would fit the vibe, but they're very uncomfortable. So now that this is done, I have to learn how to do 1930s hair, which I've never done. And I graduate in 7 days, something like that. And it's gonna be 90. And I'm gonna be sweating. Also, I don't have any, like, I don't know what makeup to wear. I haven't prepared. Unfortunately, I didn't get many good photos of this, just the outfit, as it was a very stressful day, very hot as you can see. It was a very successful outfit. I got many compliments on it. And yeah, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it.